I would like to share a little bit about my experience of spirituality. So, I'm not talking about religious experiences that I had as a child attending Sunday school at the family Methodist chapel, where my grandmother was an organ player. So, these experiences as a child helped develop my sense of identity, in that I had strong values and honesty, compassion, and integrity. But I want to talk more about my later experiences. And I found yoga at the age of 18 as a student, and I was able to follow some of it was a guided meditation at the end of the class, and that that was I guess yoga is quite becoming more accepted in society. Um, so we might see that as the gateway. Um, Maybe a bit cliche, but um, I guess I traveled to Nepal and had an awakening experience, um, climbing at dawn to Poon Hill, where you have a panoramic view of the Annapurna range of mountains. So that was my first experience that there was maybe something bigger than me. So it wasn't really until 12 years ago when I um, started learning a meditation practice that encompassed teachings of not only Jesus, but Buddha. So these kind of um, experiences of being aware of the one that's watching, the awareness of the um, that is aware. So I want to keep this super simple, um, and focus on the magic and miracles in our lives. So for me, it's been about tuning back into my intuition that I had as a child. Um, the times that I would um, explore the little wooded area close to my grandparents' house, and just lie there and watch the light and the dappled trees, the oak trees lying on a bed of ivy, and just um receiving the bird song and the light through the trees. So my spiritual experiences really started to accelerate 3 or 4 years ago, and it was a little over 2 years ago that I was in awe of my pohutukawa tree. She was flowering in July, so right in the middle of winter. And the eagle hoop prophecy also came into my awareness. So this is from the Turtle clan of the Mohican people. And the prophecy was around when the the trees and the plants flower twice in 1 year, that this signals a time of great change, and that it's a sign that the knowledge that is being kept secret and safe, that it is a time of great need, and that this is a time to signal that the knowledge, the wisdom can be shared. So focusing on the prophecy talking about 4 sacred gifts. And the first one is forgive the unforgivable. So certainly in the last 500 or 600 years, we have seen African people being taken and enslaved. We have seen uh, Indigenous American people, First Nation people being annihilated by disease from European society and from decimation um, by weapons. And here in Aotearoa, we have seen similar atrocities and how Te Tiriti was not honoured and how land has been taken. And we have huge distrust. We have started with the Treaty Tribunal, we have started to heal some of these wrongdoings. But can we forgive the unforgivable? So much war, displacement of people. The second of the 4 sacred gifts is the power to heal. The third, the power of unity. And the fourth, the power of hope. So for me, coming to unity requires a sense of identity, of choice, and sovereignty, that we can choose our own path. And I think when we have that acceptance of other, when we're secure in our identity and our beliefs, we can accept the other and come into unity or kotahitanga. So when we have te reo, it's quite a complex sacred language, and that's just my interpretation. So the other teacher who resonates with me is Don Miguel Ruiz, and he talks about 4 agreements. Make no assumptions, take nothing personally, be impeccable with your word, and always do your best. So these are certainly these are values and agreements that I try and hold myself to, that I'm committed to waking up each day and trying my best to be the best version of myself. So the way that I support myself to do this is to have daily rituals and practices to support my nervous system and my well-being. So my day will most often start with making myself a cup of whole bean cacao, and often with a few other adaptogens such as maca, ashwagandha, mixed mushroom powder, so that I gift myself nourishment for the start of my day. So while I sit in reflection, I might journal. I might write down intuitions that are coming through for me and take note of the lunar cycle. So I follow the Maramataka, which not only takes track of the new moon, the full moon, also the changes in energy day by day, and that can guide me into what activity levels I do each day. So the other philosophy that I nurture is something, the beauty way as an indigenous ancient teaching that is a path, but it's also about daily practices. And so it focuses on the beauty within ourselves and choosing to perceive beauty around in our surroundings, taking action to bring beauty and not just focus on the darkness. So taking care to use a natural scent, natural body products, face products. Take care to choose an outfit that makes me feel good out in the world, so that that ripple effect and that self-confidence, self-love ripples out to other people who I come into contact with. So, and that is also part of not allowing other people to disrespect me. So what I try and do is to speak up when I see something that doesn't align with my values. So really advocating for other people in vulnerable situations. So really focusing on the magic miracles around me in the day-to-day synchronicities, looking at being open to possibilities, synchronicities. So controlling less and surrendering more to the unfolding of how my day might align with the intentions I set at the start of the day. So allowing myself to receive from others, receiving sound vibrations, receiving breathwork practices. So I have a really trusted network of practitioners, therapists that I really trust to support me in showing up as my best self. So that might be ancestral healing, such as family constellations, learning more about internal family systems, which is a meditation awareness practice that you improve awareness of childhood wounds that and processing those to unburden the wounds and to have a greater awareness of self energy as a healing tool. So the self, as we know, when we're in our self energy, we're compassionate, we're calm, curious, we're clear, we're connected, all these things. So focusing on the compassion within our own hearts and being open to the great mystery of spirit. It helps us remember our original self. So for me, connecting to nature, walking with my bare feet on the whenua, noticing the blossoms, the changes around me gives me this sense of peace and contentment. So I can take aligned action to support other people in the work that I do, but then coming back to nourishing myself. And the healing process is an ongoing process of peeling away the onion layers of wounding that may have come through my DNA from my ancestors. And I have the potential to heal those wounds so that my children and grandchildren don't need to carry those. So I really encourage you to explore the great mystery of the human experience and be open to connecting to your own spiritual experiences.